technology, CGI, and everything.
And then it goes back.
Then it gets to, then you get past Rogue, which is really dark, and you get into New Hope, and then...
You hear us?
Oh.
Anyone in the comments or the chat, please leave a comment if you can hear us. We're good. We're good. All right. We are back. All the technical difficulties are now over, is what I'm going to say. They're not going to happen anymore. You guys are still talking and it's scaring me. Are we okay? Can I get a thumbs up? Are we good from...
We're fine on this scene. Once it goes to the next scene, it's going to cut out because I have to edit all the scenes to put the audio back.
Dear God. All right. Bree is in the comments. She says we can hear you. So anyway, thank you for watching the Mayor Tyler Moore Show.
Try paying bills again.
I'm going to try to pay some bills again real quick. Okay. IPT summer sports season is here, and IPT screen printing is the place to go for uniform needs. Contact Kyle Fouts at 765-480-3082 for more information. There's a 20 shirt minimum required. Check them out on Facebook. That's IPT Screen Printing, screen printed apparel for any occasion and uniforms for any sport. Okay. Fun Factory Outlet, Indiana. Summer is in full swing at Fun Factory Outlet, Indiana. Fun Factory Outlet has some customization options to fit the needs of any family. Check out the versatile swing set options and set designs that can include picnic tables or multiple climbing options. There's also different and additional slides, ramps, monkey bars, sky lofts are an option, as well as accessories like chalkboard, bubble panels, or even tic-tac-toe. Give them a call at 765-522-PLAY. Fun Factory Outlet, Indiana is located just south of Crossroads Church on 931 in Kokomo. Mr. Mayor, you've had quite a week. You had the State of the City last night.
Yeah, it's only Tuesday.
Yeah, it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday, but it has been quite a week.
It has been quite a week.
Yes, sir.
A lot of stuff going on the Kokomo Post right now. We obviously have the burger throwdown, which the entire internet just hates us, I think, because of this burger throwdown that we're having. And it's very interesting to me because we do these throwdowns, these contests, and we just try to say whose burger is the most loved, really.
Yeah.
It's a part of that, it's fun. And a part of that is obviously you're voting for your best and your favorite burger spots. One local spot happened to lose in the Elite 8 round. And there's some frustration out of it. And I'm over here, I laugh, to be honest, because what do you think we're doing? Why are you mad at us? You didn't vote enough. That's just how it works. It's a voting competition.
So it's those leaving the comments. It's not the
commenters,
not the restaurateur.
But there's also it's really funny. I made the joke. You would think that Dominion voting systems is what we use for the burger throwdowns because everybody's like, it's rigged. Follow the money. I'm like, what do you think is happening here? We're throwing a very fun contest about who has the best burger in Kokomo, and people are freaking out. So it's really interesting. But we have the Final Four. We had 19,000 votes.
19,000. And
the second round, we had almost 14,000 votes in the first round. So we're going close to 30,000 votes in 2 rounds. People are freaking out about this. It's really fun. But the Final Four is set. So let me pull that up real quick so I can tell you who's in the Final Four. Some of them, you're like, that makes sense. They've been around. They've got a good brand. It makes sense. And some of them, they're new people, so it makes sense. Or it doesn't make sense because they're so new. But number 3 ranked Half Moon took out the number 1 seed Cooper's Pub. They're in the Final Four.
Yeah.
And then Cook McDougal's took out Kokomo Ale House. So it's Half Moon against Cook McDougal's in the Final Four.
Look out.
That's what's going on right now. And then the other one is number 9, Giuliano's, took out Walton Shirley's.
That was a surprise, too. That was an upset.
That's an upset. And then this is the one that got the world to hate us. Number 13, Moe's River Room, took out number 2, The Coterie. Huge upset.
And see, I'm surprised that people are hating on you because of that. I mean, if it was an NCAA bracket, people love when a 13 seed.
Yeah, the upsets are usually fun.
Yeah, exactly. And they're all about it. And they rally behind them. And Moe's River Room really should be packed. I mean, people should be down there checking out that burger to see it's coming up. And
I haven't talked to anybody over there. We need to. We should just do a whole tries video over there, but I'm guessing their business is up because they've gotten so much attention through this. Moe's isn't mad at us. Moe's probably loves us. They're like, give us some Moe. Yeah, it's the Coterie fans that weren't, extremely happy with us. I mean, but that's okay. So we're in the Final Four. The voting goes through this Sunday, as always, and we'll have our championship round to crown the 2002 Kokomo Post Burger Throwdown, partnered with Lexi's Drink Barn. Lots of Lexi's going on, especially right in front of us. We also have the July sweepstakes going on. Bree and Austin from Walls Furniture, they were around doing some lives today at some of the people that have donated to that sweepstakes. We're going to have a lot more of those coming up soon. We're still doing gas giveaways. We're giving $100 a week in gas gift cards this summer. So June, July, August, every week we're giving away some gas. That's what we got going on the Kokomo Post. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of fun. But let's talk about State of the City.
Sure.
So obviously this is something we do once a year. Mm-hmm.
Typically,
it'd be a second or third now.
This is my third now.
You're a third. You getting comfortable in them?
Oh yeah, I mean it's kind of I'm more nervous having it prepared in time to deliver it more than actually getting up and delivering it.
Yeah.
Just making sure we put in what we want, keep out what we don't, and such. And typically other mayors, governors, president, everybody gives their state of the city early on in the year, January, February, maybe even March. Because I'd come in and pandemic hit there early in March and we hadn't done a state of the city, I kind of wanted to see in and check out for myself what the state the city was in when I took office in 2020. And obviously the pandemic hit and pushed it off, and we ended up doing it online, stream live then, and it was in June, I think. And so I thought, well, kind of follow that path. Last year did it, I think around the middle of May or early June. It was June again. Actually, I think the first one was July, second one was June, and now July again. So halfway through the year, that kind of gets the year going, and it's a kind of a mid-time, halftime update as to where the state of the city is as opposed to at the beginning of the year as we get going. So,
well, I listened to the whole thing. Job well done. I told you that when you got here today. And I kind of did like some bullet points of like the main takeaways or like the main topics. What I would like to do is play a fun little rapid fire game. I say my takeaway and you have one sentence to respond and like what you thought about that. Little fun rapid fire game about my takeaways, about the points, which there's nothing, secret here. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about.
Nervous.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm not.
You had a nervous face.
He just did the speech last night. This is nothing now.
This was a surprise.
I was trying to understand what the
one
sentence
was. Like takeaway or your response to what my takeaway was. And first thing, we thanked the Bobcats for another great season and congratulated them. What's your response to that?
Totally fitting. The overall theme of my address was working as a team, collectively as a team, to make Kokomo succeed. So it was only fitting that we recognize the Bobcats not only for what they've done this season, but what they've brought to the community last 2 years.
Gotcha. Staffing levels for KPD and fire department, still an issue, still attempting to hire aggressively. Yes.
Ongoing process, still a top priority, and very much a challenge because as we add them, they retire. Both departments already the average age of the fire department is still late 40s, and so we've got a wave heading out, not next year, but the year after, as many are in the drop. Same way with police. So we're trying to reload a little bit quicker than they're firing off, so we'll get there.
Gotcha. Recognition of the 3 young men who saved lives by going into that fire in Indian Heights.
Totally fitting. I mean, those kids went above and beyond. Knowing what they did, not only because they saw a fire, but knowing the situation that a classmate of theirs had a sibling with special needs and pets as well. I mean, for them to take action and not hesitate really was an inspiration, not only to folks in that neighborhood, to me, but to many others, and those that may have missed that news report. I wanted to make sure those guys, one, that it was heard, and that those 3 men were recognized for their quick action and bravery.
The Kokomo Police Department has a new app/tip line.
Yes. So download it. It's tip 411. It's branded specifically for the Kokomo Police Department, and folks can leave tips. They can upload pictures or videos to assist, and all that is done anonymously and goes directly to the Kokomo Police Department. Obviously, as you mentioned, we want to have a greater presence, a greater trust in the community, but at the same time work toward community policing, and this is an easy way for folks to assist when they see something after we've responded or before we've responded to help in those cases.
Championship Park, huge success, 470,000 single visits through October of last year.
Yes, and still unsure as to how many of those before games, between games, after games hit one of the restaurants along 931 or Markland Avenue or even downtown. And it saw a handful at the Jackrabbits games, and so having just that footprint at Championship Park, those visits, still unsure as to the total overall economic impact that's had, and so needed to highlight that.
$2.5 billion investment from Samsung, TDI, and Stellantis, which includes also 300 new homes being built from Arbor Homes and new industries that are needing more land once again.
Yes, so definitely have a housing shortage, which is surprising. So developments like Arbor Homes up north, I think they're also doing an additional section to Webster Park down that way. So housing is an issue not only when those jobs come, but between now and then, because we've got close to 2,000 folks coming in to build the plant. So not only housing need there, but the economic impact, similar to Championship Park, they'll be spending money locally and supporting businesses. And then obviously having that land available as an industrial park was the site that they chose, and knowing that now there are interested companies that want to be close to that development, one to service the plant or just to be part of this excitement. We now are in the process of trying to secure additional ground for, again, an industrial park.
More land, more people. Merrill Brothers announcement: sustainable use of waste in Kokomo, called Kokomo Green.
Totally excited about this opportunity. The Merrill Brothers Incorporated have been the industry leaders in biosolids for 40 years now, and for them to approach, we've had a relationship with them, taking the waste that the wastewater plant receives and using that for fertilizer and processing that, having them come to us with this state-of-the-art process that, using high pressure and high temperature, dries flakes and then pelletizes the sludge into a usable fertilizer that can be used for personal use, industrial use, agricultural use, is just fascinating. And
real futuristic.
And for them to ask to work out an agreement to place that equipment in the wastewater treatment plant, obviously because it's coming in there, as a great partnership, and again, on the forefront of biosolids.
So, one more year left in your first term. Mm-hmm. What is one word that you're feeling to hopefully sum up your last year in your first term?
One word to sum up this next.
How are you feeling towards your last year in your first term?
Optimistic.
Optimistic. That's a good word.
Yeah.
That's a very good word. It's good to be optimistic. Mm-hmm. All right, so that's the state of the city. Like I said, job well done on that. If you guys missed that, make sure to go to KGov2 on YouTube, where you can watch the whole thing.
City's Facebook page too.
And he makes it fun. It's not just your normal state of the city. He's funny. He had some jokes in there. He ended it with a fight song from Kokomo High School.
Yeah, I mean,
because onward Kokomo.
Onward Kokomo.
You know, so
that could be the word. So onward.
Onward. I like that.
Onward Kokomo.
Onward Kokomo. So watch that at the KGov2 YouTube channel. One other thing I wanted to talk about before we get into the Ask the Mayor segment, which if you are watching this live, we have an Ask the Mayor segment. Leave a comment in the chat below. If you have any questions for the mayor, I'll be watching in real time, getting those questions and pulling them over to my notes so we can get those answered. But there was a story from the Kokomo Tribune that broke. I think it was last week. I'm losing track of time. I have no idea what day it is, or
because we're coming off a fair week.
It's 1:30 a.m. in my mind right now. But there are some new proposed commercial zoning changes from the city council, correct? Were for some specific industries in Kokomo. I saw something about short-term rentals. I saw wedding and event venues, and that's created some sort of conversation online, more than your normal just maybe zoning change news. Usually it's not something that excites people a lot. So I wanted to give you a chance to, I know this is the city council creating this and not the mayor's office, but I mean, I wanted just to give you a chance to, I guess, discuss that issue and say your thoughts on it.
Well, like zoning changes and other development standard requests that are made, this actually stem from the Planning Commission. So it's a recommendation being made by the Planning Commission, the executive director.
The council will vote on?
That the council will consider, yes. So what he's done, I mean, and I'm trying to think the last time the zoning ordinance was updated, and it's just like kind of piecemeal, off and on, but a major overhaul. But a lot of what is being proposed by Mr. Sheeline and in conjunction with my office as well are basically to address issues that have come up before the Board of Zoning Appeals or the Planning Commission that have created challenges in development. I mean, it's just kind of a sign of the times. I mean, one of them, as you mentioned, short-term rental, Airbnbs are becoming,
VRBOs,
and there's nothing in our ordinances that addresses those. And a few of those that have popped up have got individuals excited about that. And so to get that in, as a either permitted use or special exception use because it's not been addressed. Same way with wedding venues that have different. I mean, so a lot of what's being proposed is in response to items or issues that have been brought up in other zoning developments that have come before either the Board of Zoning Appeals or the Planning Commission that then works their way to the council.
Sure. So the main pushback I saw was, I mean, we're a historically conservative town, and any sort of time there is a push for more regulation or more government enforced regulation or ruling, it rubs people the wrong way. So what's your response to that as a Republican and conservative mayor, that your city looks like it's putting more regulations in there when usually from the Republican Party it's let's take regulations away and have more freedom in the market? Yeah,
I think it's again to address changes in the industry and changes that have not been addressed in the zoning ordinance to this point. So I don't know that a lot of them are to stifle development as well or as much as it is to, I mean, like again, Airbnbs. There's a lot of folks that would, I mean, we'd probably love to have an investor snatch one of these properties up to use as an Airbnb as opposed to rental, because there's a lot of out-of-state developers that have rentals that don't care about it. I mean, they've got somebody in there and they're not taking care of it, where if it's short-term rental, I mean, there's more of a turnaround, more of a chance that the property is being upkept, and they can kind of regulate the folks that are coming in and out. But no, I think it's not to stifle development. It's to respond to a change in a lot of what has been proposed and what has been considered for development in the last handful of years.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I just wanted to give you, I guess, some space to discuss that, because I guess scuttlebug would be the word that created some scuttlebug. I just aged myself. I'm 90 years old.
I think is it scuttlebutt?
Scuttlebutt?
Is that true?
I think it's a butt.
I mean,
Now it's just getting weird.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're talking about, butts.
Yeah.
And scuttling them. Anyway, so let's get into the Ask the Mayor segment. Partner with Lexi's Drink Barn. You guys know they've been the partner for this for a while now. Our friends over at Lexi's, they give our office this afternoon pick me up. As much as possible that you need. Order the Drew, which is the 44-ounce Coke Zero with sugar-free vanilla. It's always a good time. They have some food options now, but actually, the owner was in our office earlier today, and he told us they got some new stuff coming out.
Really?
Some new snacky snacks, more food options. Should be fun. All right, so let's get into the questions. This first one's a long one.
Okay.
And I have a feeling we've done enough of these. This is one of those, like, I got to ask somebody, or I got to ask Jenny Jordan because she knows everything about everything, or something like
That may
that.
be
So
my answer.
stick with me. This one's from Josh on Facebook. He actually starts with, stay with me here.
Okay.
This one is important. The new bipartisan infrastructure law will provide $550 billion investment on roads, bridges, mass transit, water infrastructure, resilience, and broadband from 2022 to 2026. What is the city of Kokomo doing to leverage these funds? Sorry, it's a lot. I'm trying to not read for an hour here. What is the city of Kokomo doing to leverage these funds? Are they leveraging the services of grant writers to apply? Is the city actively seeking counsel from tech companies to amp up our broadband infrastructure, which would attract new businesses and residential opportunities? Currently, Kokomo is very limited in broadband capabilities and service selection. The city could easily adapt services from companies like Skyline to make most of these funds. They would enhance our local infrastructure by creating and connecting more fiber optic networks, which would allow local internet services providers to give our citizens and more public services, libraries, schools, blah, 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 and residents next generation capabilities. Lots of ideas around this, and would be extremely happy to help if you need guidance. He's offering. What a nice guy.
Very
what a good
nice.
Citizen. I love my city and I want to see it flourish.
Great. There's currently an initiative to increase the broadband service in Howard County. Part of the READY funds that were awarded to our area, a portion of that was made available to the counties. I know Howard County has taken the lead on that, and I think a year ago, put out an RFP for services for providers to give bids for increasing the lines. And they do have a company that's currently working on that. They're in the process of heading out towards Greentown now. They're going to circle around towards to kind of surround the city around, northwestern down towards western, kind of make a big loop. So there is an initiative now to increase the broadband service in Howard County. That's been kind of the buzzword, for the last year or so, especially with the availability of funds similar to what is coming down the pike that Josh mentioned. And as the specifics of those additional funds and any others that come down that are for infrastructure, whether it be broadband, streets, roads, bridges, water, and such. I know our team, you mentioned Jenny Jordan, Jenny Jordan, West Reed, TJ Rethlick, even Kerry Stranahan, former city engineer that works contractually for us as a consultant. They all are keeping their fingers on the pulse of the funds as they become available and the requirements for those. So we are on top of those. And in the incidents that we need additional outside assistance to secure some of those grants and navigate those waters, we do solicit or contract that work out as well when the services are needed. But right now, again, as I mentioned, Howard County government has taken the lead on that in our area. But again, through the READY funds that were made available, a lot of those regions did have broadband projects as part of their applications.
Gotcha. Okay.
So-
Josh, hopefully that satisfies your question. Next question is from Wes, and he wrote into the KokomoPost.com. Our subdivision was annexed back in 2012. However, we still do not have city water/sewer service. Why is this? It's been 10 years now. The neighborhood is Holiday Hills and Blue Spruce.
Holiday Hills and Blue Spruce. Okay. The water infrastructure that Indiana American Water provides the water infrastructure. So if there's not city water, or I know it's called city water, but obviously if Indiana American Water is not running infrastructure out there, we can look at that possibility. Same way with wastewater. I think with the cost of running that out there, not sure why that hadn't been in the plans early on. I know that was part of what I believe was sold or explained as the annexation process was going through, that it could provide that. But as I understood it, it's not a legal requirement to provide it, but it can become an option, and I don't know if it takes into consideration folks in an area petitioning for it, and but we'll definitely, because I know that's not the only area that had been annexed that does not have Indiana American Water providing water service to it, as well as, and some of the infrastructure for wastewater, depending on the area. If it's not provided by the city of Kokomo, I know Taylor Southeast, that district provides that infrastructure to the southeast corner of the city limits. So I will check in to see what the plans may be or what the processes could be to take it out to folks in Holiday Hills.
Sounds good. Next question is from Chris on Facebook. When can I meet Benny the Bull from Kokomo Beach?
He could probably call my office.
The city mascot?
And it is.
Gotcha.
Yep. So we could call our office and make arrangements, and we can line something up, either my office or the Parks Department, and maybe I don't know, maybe he wouldn't be the only one that would like an opportunity to meet him. He doesn't get out that often, but we could maybe set up a meet and greet.
Love that.
One afternoon or at a Parks. We need to get him out of one of the remaining spray and plays.
Oh, yeah, the water spray days. Yeah, love that.
So got a couple of those still coming up.
Next question is from Roger on Facebook. Jefferson was repaved near Phillips months ago, but the lines haven't been painted yet. A lot of people know that there is a left turn lane at the intersection, but many don't. Is the city planning to paint the lines, or is that a part of the gas project?
The city will paint those lines. However, the work is not completed there along Phillips from Jefferson through Sycamore. I mean, it did get resurfaced in areas, but it was not
up to par.
Up to par, and even the utility company has not signed off on it as well because they had concerns. So we did meet with the utility company and came to a mutual agreement for work to be completed there. So once the section is fully restored to the standards that both the utility company and the city have agreed to, then the lines will go back down. So I apologize that it's taken that long, but yes, the city will paint those lines once the work is finally fully completed.
Oh, one could dream. The next question is from Wes on Facebook. The land owned on Home Avenue by the Jacada Alliance building looks like it's about 30 acres where Deaf and Ball tees in. Are there currently any ideas what might be able to go there? Thank you for working on securing the battery plant in Kokomo. Wes on Facebook.
Yes, my pleasure. It was the team effort, and was quite the daunting task to have Kokomo and Howard County selected for the development of the battery plant. But going back to the previous part of that question about the land next to Inventrack, that is actually an EPA Superfund site that they regulate, and there's only limited things that is permitted there. I know at one time the YMCA was even interested in having their soccer fields there, but with the contamination, I mean, there's monitors there and such, and so there's only so much that can be done. There was talk about reforesting that area to put that in, but as for development, no.
That's due to how close it is to Continental Steel?
Not necessarily to Continental Steel, but because it was close to the Delphi plant was there before it was an Inventrack.
Gotcha.
So a lot of what was done.
I gotta say, doesn't Superfund site sound like it's going to be so much better than it is? I just every time that comes up, I always think it's great, and it's not.
No, it doesn't sound great.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because up on the north end, there's that triangle piece where Washington continues north and then it splits off towards the Speedway and Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's a Racer trust, right? And Racer, I apologize for not knowing, but I mean, it's because it's affiliated with GM. GM is now cleaning up that site. So a lot of the fencing that's around there, people are buzzing about it. Oh, what's going on? What's going on? I mean, there was a survey done. There was public notice sent out and an article finished up. So they're cleaning up that site. It would not surprise me if that site down next to Inventrek would end up falling under the Racer Trust agreement too in time for them to clean up.
And that's Revitalizing Auto Communities Environmental Response Trust.
There you go.
Wow.
Thank you.
Acronym queen.
Acronym
over there.
queen.
Love that.
She's on it.
The next question is from Austin on Facebook. I have a question about signs. The city is now considering a new side ordinances to include regular maintenance to signs. This is a two-parter. Why consider new ordinances when there are several businesses around town that ignore them already? I can think of the new particular business that's had a banner as a sign for the last 2 years. Also, all the tall signs on 931 have to come down by the end of the year, but have any businesses been granted a special exemption? The new oil change place demolished all of Ruby Tuesdays, but the sign is still up. Are they planning to repurpose it?
No, they are not planning. I think they may be leaving it up there to if there's the possibility. But no, all the signs at 931, we extended that by a couple of years for that, with the hopes that we will continue to work something out with NDOT to have them work out a deal with us to relinquish that and make that a little more pedestrian friendly and aesthetically pleasing. But yeah, again, with the proposed sign ordinances with the new zoning, a lot of that, again, in response to what challenges the development has brought to the Planning Commission, either by way of the BZA, a lot of times through the BZA, but yeah, enforcement's always an issue. We've only got one enforcement officer working in the Planning Commission office, and that's a joint office between the city and the county. Again, same way with asking folks to help community police if someone sees a business that may be in violation of a particular ordinance, either with the sign or the way they're conducting business. There you can obviously and certainly contact the Planning Commission, and that enforcement officer would check it out.
Gotcha. The next question is from Joe, which happened on the live chat, also about signs. Is there a way to apply to have a sign put in an area? I was driving down Toby Pike and was almost blindsided by a deer more than once. If it's possible, I do want to make sure that people are aware that deer frequently cross in that area. Okay.
Yeah, if it's inside the city limits, they can contact the engineering department and have the request made through the Traffic Commission. And would take that into consideration, unless it's something that would fall under the guise or the authority of the director of engineering. You know, if it's emergency or specific in nature, there's certain authority that he has to act without the assistance or the approval of the Traffic Commission. But typically you go to the Traffic Commission. If it's outside of the city limits, they can contact the County Highway Department and have them take it to the County Traffic Commission.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right. So those are the questions for the Ask the Mayor segment this week. If you have any questions, please make sure to obviously leave it in a comment here on this video, which if it's live, that's fine. If not, if we're after we're done, that's perfectly fine too. We always pull over all the questions from the previous week and make sure they're added to the new week. So thank you guys for sending all those questions.
Yes,
you can always send questions in just to Facebook. We always have a post out on the day that we're filming this, unless technical difficulties happen. We'll have a post out where you guys can leave comments there. You can write into our website. You can just send us a DM on Facebook or Twitter, DM or Facebook or Instagram. There are plenty of ways to get a hold of us.
Or call me, 456-7444.
Or you can do that. Do you have something to say?
So many ways. No, I was just going to say they could email me. They could email producer Aaron.
Sure.
At Aaron@KokomoPost.com.
Yeah, that's also an option.
Lots of choices.
Yeah. So many.
Choices.
Thank you guys for watching this episode once again. And I'm glad we are able to recap State of the City and talk about some things going on. Make sure to keep voting on the Burger Throwdown. Make sure to be entered in the July sweepstakes. Gas giveaway every week this summer, as well as we started a new show. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's called the Mo Money Show, where we're giving away $100 cash every single Friday at noon, right here on the Kokomo Post. So if you like things like cash, make sure to tune into that show every Friday at noon. You want to leave us with a dad joke?
Oh, sure. It's obviously Christmas in July.
Obviously.
One of your favorite time of the years.
Yeah.
And can anybody tell when, Drew is coming singing Jingle Bells this time of year?
No, I don't know.
He jingles all the way.
There it is. Do you have such a deep memory of these? Or do you just make some up sometimes?
No, I don't make.
Man.
I go to other sources just in case.
You haven't read your dad jokes in a while.
Oh yeah,
I haven't. I got a stack.
A backlog.
Yep,
Yeah.
a backlog of dad jokes.
Anyway, thank you for watching this episode of the Mayor Tyler Moore Show. Like I said, leave a comment here. Find out, all those different ways you can get a hold of us to leave a question for next week. That's the Mayor segment. Thank you for watching Kokomo. We'll see you next time.
You bet. See you, Kokomo.